We have yet another shitty Netflix action film on our hands, Atlas. And I watched this film for one reason, and one reason only. And it's not for any of the cast. It's not for the director, not for the writers, none of that. Definitely wasn't for the fact that it came from Netflix. It was for the fact that the score was done by Andrew Lockington. No, I'm serious. Because Lockington produced probably my favorite score of all time, Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters, so I inevitably got curious about this film, and I would wonder why the hell they got him attached to this film, until I saw that the director was Brad Peyton, who directed both Rampage and San Andreas, of which the score was done by Andrew Lockington. And I bring this up because the reason I watched this film was for the score, and the score was drowned out in the background. I'll get more into that in a little bit, but I'll just tell you right off the bat, the only reason I watched this film ended up being kind of contradictory to the film as a whole. Because nothing else in this film was any good. Nothing. Let's start with the script, because ironically, I think an AI wrote this son of a bitch. I would be shocked if, I should say, I wouldn't be shocked if the writers just put this into Chat GPT or whatever the hell it's called, and they were given the writing credits because they didn't tell anybody. I wouldn't be shocked even in the slightest if that's what happened, because I swear to God, the story, the dialogue, it's all shit you've heard 1,000 times before, so I swear to God an AI wrote this thing. But that's not the only problem, because, well, it is a problem. The story is stupid, and it's something you've seen 1,000 times before. The dialogue is cringy and thoughtless. There were a couple of jokes that got a laugh out of me, but they were very few and far between. This movie's too goddamn long as well. That's another issue. I remember about 45 minutes in, I had already lost interest at that point, and I'll get into why in a little bit. But I could not figure out how the hell this movie broke 2 hours. And the reason, there's just nothing happening throughout the second act. There is a long stretch of this movie where it's just Atlas bitching at Smith, who's the AI mech that she gets in, that she works with. And that's like a good 40 minutes of this movie. And I should say that the arc she has of learning to trust AI, because her entire point is that she doesn't trust AI, although I'll get into something else about her in a little bit. But that's the entire character arc of this film, and it was given away in the trailer. Now, everybody and their mother could tell what the arc was going to be from the first 30 seconds of the trailer, but you're not supposed to show the entire character arc in the trailer. That was really odd. I remember the comments making fun of that as well when I saw the trailer on YouTube. It was like everybody making fun of the fact that they basically gave away they basically showed the entirety of the character arc in that 2.5-minute trailer, which was impressively bad marketing. And this is yet another example of the Netflix formula, where you get the most generic movie possible, where you don't have to use a single brain cell to understand what's going on, otherwise it's too smart. You get a shitload of big-name actors, like you got Jennifer Lopez, and you got Simu Liu, who's only known for Shang-Chi, and I guess Barbie as well, and Mark Strong, who keeps getting screwed over in the superhero movie department. So, and then the next one, you market the hell out of this movie, which didn't really work. And then the last one, you pump as much money into this as possible. Now, this isn't as inflated as Red Notice, which was like $200 million. This one was about half that. I think I saw the budget was around $100 million. That's still too much for a streaming movie. And to that, the effects look pretty bad still. They don't look as offensive as Red Notice, trust me, but they are not good. They are this typical Netflix. You can clearly see the green screens. You can see the CGI. None of the CGI puppets move realistically. They all look janky as shit. It's just everything wrong with Netflix. Like I said with Damsel, it's all present here. It's just sci-fi instead of fantasy at this point. The beginning of the movie set the tone for how bad this was going to be, because around 10 minutes into the movie, we get a long exposition dump from two characters just explaining our main character. No, really. They're literally just talking to each other, and basically they lay out her entire character in the span of about a minute. And then the AI Smith does the exact same thing about 20 minutes later, just explains to the audience who this character is. And again, the opening of the film did not inspire confidence at all. In fact, I lost interest after about 15 minutes. After we see some of the dumbest fucking soldiers in the history of humanity. And we also get that scene that everybody knew about in advance, where it's a robot that gets offended when Atlas refers to them by the wrong pronouns. Yeah, that was basically the point where I said, nope, there's nothing to this movie. And I literally just had it sitting next to me while I was playing Madden, so I kind of half-watched the last hour and a half of this movie. I still saw plenty to be pretty annoyed. Although, by the way, that AI named Zoe, I guess, after all those mechs were destroyed and they find Zoe's destroyed mech there, after they find Zoe just destroyed on the ground after the battle, I literally cheered and clapped when I saw that. And I'm not exaggerating, I applauded when I saw that. So at least they had the good sense to destroy that mech. I don't know, it was about all I could latch onto this movie, because again, the rest of the movie is just so damn boring, and it's all the same sci-fi cliches you've seen before. It's the humans up against the AI. We've seen this in the Terminator movies. Hell, I might have to do a film face-off with this and Terminator Salvation, because it's kind of the same thing, where they're fighting against an AI force, and the main character has to learn to trust an AI. This case, it's a mech, and in Terminator Salvation, it was the dude from Avatar. I can't think of his name, but John Connor had to learn to trust him. It's basically just a ripoff of the Terminator franchise. And then I said I'd get back to Andrew Lockington's score, because again, he's a great composer, and he made one of my favorite scores, probably my favorite score of all time. But his music is just drowned out in the background. I tried my damnedest to hear it, but all of all the sound effects and all of the talking, I swear to God, there is not a single second of this movie where somebody isn't talking. And it doesn't help with the shitty dialogue that, again, I swear it was written by AI itself. So I couldn't even, the one thing that was drawing me to this movie, even in the slightest, I couldn't even fucking hear it. You might as well just have cut the score from this movie. You really might as well have, because I couldn't hear anything anyway. And I've seen that he apparently did a post-production score for The Red One. You know, that movie that Dwayne Johnson caused a bunch of issues on by pissing into bottles and being 8 hours late to the set and costing them an extra $50 million that comes out in November, because it's some kind of Christmas movie. I think it's some secret agents trying to take down some assassins that have captured Santa. I don't know. It's really dumb. But it's said that Henry Jackman did the score, but from the looks of it, at least according to some sites, it said Andrew Lockington did some post-production music for it, so I was planning to watch it anyway, just because there was so much drama with behind-the-scenes footage of that film that I was pretty much going to be forced to see it anyway. But good God, I could not stand this film. It doesn't help that the character just kind of survives the entire film based on plot convenience. Like, there's no actual skill involved, and it's even shown that she is not a ranger here. She is an analyst, and there's a reason why she shouldn't be in the battlefield, yet she survives due to sheer dumb luck for 2 fucking hours. Lovely. I love movies that don't run off cause and effect and run by pure plot convenience. It was fantastic when they did it in Spider-Man 3, and it's even better here. If you seriously couldn't hear the sarcasm in that, then you're a lost cause. But yeah, this movie fucking sucked. But the weird thing is, other than that one stupid pronoun scene, there was nothing offensively bad in this movie. It was just boring and followed every cliche in the book. And again, I've said this several times already, and it's even in the title and the thumbnail, that I swear to God AI had to have written this for it to make any sense of how this thing got greenlit. I swear this was just an experiment by Netflix to see if they could get away with making a sci-fi film about AI written by AI. And honestly, am I supposed to feel bad for the AI in this movie? Because they kind of make it seem like the villain of the film is supposed to be sympathetic, or at least empathetic. But at the same time, he's essentially trying to save the human race by wiping out the human race. Again, nothing computes in this movie, which is ironic because it's mostly about computers. But oh my God, I'm done talking about this movie. I don't want to. Jesus. I didn't really want to see this movie. Again, I was just here for the musical score, and I got scorned on that because I couldn't even fucking hear it. Should I give Atlas an F? Like, I don't know, that one. Ugh. Yeah, fuck it, Atlas gets an F. I hate this. I don't want to talk about this thing ever again. This thing will disappear into obscurity just like every other Netflix film to hit Netflix in the past 5 years. I seriously cannot think of a single Netflix film that if I were to bring up to somebody, they would remember. Even ones I liked, like the Extraction films or Troll Hunters, Rise of the Titans, or something like that. I don't think anybody would remember them. I can definitely guarantee that nobody here remembers Chicken Hair, even though I gave that a positive review. So yeah, that's all I got. I'll see you next time. Bye.